Hi everybody, Dacob here. Welcome back to the Fashion Bunker. Today's topic is Chanel and Chanel bags, Chanel classic bags. Some of you have been asking me, actually for a long time, it depends. Like sometimes it comes in waves, and I still haven't figured out why this question pops up in waves. There are like months when it doesn't pop up, and then months when it pops up like 50 times. I don't know why, but I'm addressing it now. It concerns the reissue, the Chanel 2.55 reissue bag. So the question that you've been asking me is, why does it, well, okay, it's a bit tricky. The question is formulated in different ways. Some of you are asking me, why does it lose its shape with time? Some of you are asking me, will it lose its shape with time quicker than a timeless classic double flap would lose its shape in time? So it's kind of like a different approach to more or less the same question, so we're going to address it right now. This is, in fact, and you could check out the review of the 2.55 reissue in the description box down below. I have done a very extensive and in-depth review of this bag, but let's get into this shape in particular. This is the softest of the classic Chanel bags, meaning I find it even softer than the version in jersey, because the version in jersey has to have some sort of structure to keep it in shape, so you can't really squish it like you can this one, because the jersey kind of doesn't allow that sort of squishing it. It keeps you warm, it's beautiful to the touch, the jersey, but it doesn't have that flexibility. So this one, even though it's leather, on the outside as well as completely leather on the inside, I have the tissue paper in here when I store the bag. Anyway, it's all in leather, and it's a very soft leather. This, of all leathers, the reissue, the leather used for the reissue is it's an aged, treated calfskin leather, which is much softer and supple, and I don't know, like it's so easy to squish this bag. You don't really need any big force. You don't have to use a lot of force to do it. It's much softer than the leather, and I have here for comparison. Even this is calfskin, but it's caviar leather treated. It's treated to be like caviar. This is a timeless classic double flap in a size small in caviar leather. You could see already on the side of this bag how much more structured and tough it looks than this one, even though this one is much bigger in size. Still, when we come in close, you could see that this one, even though it's small, it kind of has more of a shape to it than this one. Now, of course, with time, I say never overstuff your bags. They're not tanks. They are, beautiful accessory objects to be worn with poise and grace, not overstuffed so that they kind of lose their shape and that they sag in a bad way. This one in particular has this fold down here. So actually, if you purchase it new without it having been modified by the essays or whatever, because you could kind of squish it in and have it flat, this is its original shape. It's not damaged, it's not broken. So this is not something that you could consider a deformation of the shape of the bag with time, because this is actually its shape. It's supposed to be this way, almost like an envelope, like a folded envelope right there. You could just press it in and it opens up. I don't want to press it in. I want to keep this as flat as possible to my body, so I really like this saggy bit. It makes it so special and different from all the other bags out there, really. But with time, if you stuff your bag too much, if you fill it up too much, if you have too much weight in here, and this is in particular the case with the Chanel bags that are bigger. So this is, of the three that are mostly available, this is kind of the medium size, but it's price-wise the same price as the Jumbo Timeless Classic, so I call this a Jumbo. If you buy the biggest size of this one, which would be kind of like a maxi, but then again, let's just call it the large. This is the medium. If you buy the large version, you're risking, to kind of deform the bag quicker, because the more you stuff it and fill it, you see, if we open it already, look how easy it just bends open. this doesn't damage the bag, you know, so don't worry about it. It's just, it shows you how flexible this bag is. So with time, if you were to stuff it to the side, to the brim, you know, to the brim, but also to the sides fully, this will, with time, open up. And this leather, I'm just going to bend it slightly. See how easily it bends? It really needs almost no tension and force, and it already bends. So if you keep doing that with your bag and stuffing it and emptying it and stuffing it and emptying, the leather will soften even more. It's already the softest of Chanel bags. So of course with time, it's going to become softer. It's going to adapt more to your body. It's going to have even less of this kind of stiff feel. But that's what makes the reissue so amazing, you see. With time, it adapts more to your body and it becomes even softer. It becomes almost like a part of you. It becomes very organic. And that is the magic of this bag. I've had Birkins in my hand. They can be very soft, but they don't have this organic feel, and like you can really attach yourself to this bag and become like one with the bag. It's just the way that it works, how flat it can get, how close to the body it can come. That just makes it to me so intimate. Forget the fact that we have, you know, the love letter compartment and all that stuff that makes it even more intimate, and the burgundy color that references the nuns from Chanel's orphanage. There's a lot in this bag, but you could check out the review that I've done on this bag in the description box down below, because that will bring all the details to you. Also, the pocket in the back, the way it's sewn onto the bag, it's easy to press in because it's, again, so soft that you could get a wrinkle down here. Now this wrinkle, when you purchase the bag, there already is a wrinkle there. A slight wrinkle is already there because the bottom of the bag has more of a structure to it than the sides. The sides are way softer than the bottom. The bottom, the actual side here, bottom there, and side here are more strong and rough. Well, rough, they're not really rough, they're still soft, but not as soft as the actual back panel and front panel of the bag. So this would take some time, you know, you would take some time to break into this. In fact, you can hear the sound. It's a different type of sound when you knock on it. Then when you knock on the side, on the back flap, we're knocking here on the pocket. And now we're going to knock on the bottom here. So you can hear the difference already in material. So it's a more robust and strong bottom, and it won't lose its shape that quickly. However, if you overstuff it and overdo it, it will. But mostly it's the front panel and the back panel that risks to kind of sag with time. So don't overstuff your bags. However, it's okay that it changes shape. It's okay that it goes into that state of being more yours, more worn in, you know, because you want to live that bag in, because it just becomes more beautiful with time. It really does. So, as opposed to this one, let's hear how this one sounds on the bottom. Super rough. Now, the back panel, also much softer than the bottom, of course. It's a very structured bag. However, this one is more chunky. This one really does not lose its shape. Like if you buy, especially a caviar, anything from a small to actually even a maxi, it's not really going to lose its shape. You might have difficulties and problems with this bag because, you know, I said with time, lambskin does tend to age better. Caviar can be very delicate with time. You could get the edges cuffed super easily. You got to really treat this bag with a lot of love. There's this preconceived notion, and wrongly so, that caviar is indestructible compared to lambskin. Not true. Lambskin usually ages better, unless you really don't take a lot of care for your caviar, which I do, because I know that this is a more treated leather than the lambskin, so the lambskin still has kind of a bit more of its natural properties intact, so it has a natural kind of resistance to use. This one is more treated. The more you treat something and the more you kind of take away of its natural property. There is no calfskin leather that has a pebbly caviar-y, grainy structure to it. This is all artificially done on top of the leather. So you're adding all of these kind of treatments to the leather. Of course, it becomes more delicate, and fragile. In fact, I would definitely consider my caviar bag to be my most fragile bag. So I take a lot of care for it, as I do for my wallet on chain. This one will not lose its shape with time. It's literally the way they make it in the factory is the way it stays. Like the only thing that might change with time is if you stuff it again too much, which you shouldn't. But that's why I love the small, because you can never really stuff it too much. The small stays. It doesn't allow you too much stuff inside. It won't. The only thing that might change with time with the bigger bags is that the flap might slightly, tilt a little. Depends. If you always wear it on this side, like crossbody or over the shoulder, and it always kind of hangs more on one side, it might, with time, just lift that flap a little. But that's okay, even if it lifts the flap, because that doesn't mean it's a defect, that it's broken or that it's damaged or anything. You could just kind of like push it back, readjust it, reshape it, because this part of the bag here, you could kind of mold it and bend it a little bit, with time. You could push it into place. Of course, the more you push it away and into a different place and position, the more you soften up the leather, which is also something you don't really want to do. I particularly love keeping and maintaining the shape of the caviar timeless classics, because that to me is so reminiscent of especially the 80s and the 90s, these bombastic bags, a lot of rounded features in them. You see this bag is kind of super rounded and boxy, and I love that it's a box, and I want to, I don't know, also in memory especially of the 80s and 90s, I love to keep it as a box. This one is more kind of in the 50s and more in something, very vintage, and has to be kind of close to the heart, close to the body, something that has lived more of a history. So that's why I like this one very flat on the body. And lastly, here's an extreme example of fragility. This is the Jersey mini square Chanel bag with a very pale gold hardware. This one is gorgeous. I have been hunting a Jersey. For those of you who follow me on my channel already know, I've been hunting a Jersey for ages, and to find one that is actually made in France and that is black leather on the, it's completely lined in leather on the inside, and then it's like Jersey on the outside. This one, of course, will never lose its shape. Why? Because it's so tiny compared to the small. The mini is much shorter. You can see from the top, the length. So, but it is a bit wider, isn't it? It's a bit thicker. Yeah. Yes, it's thicker at the bottom. So this one is a very special type of bag, also very boxy. And because it's so small, you can stuff it with even less things. This one will always stay like a little beautiful, it's like a little box, literally. You open up and you put something inside. I know it could fit a phone, glasses, but not much. But to me, this is more like an accessory necklace sort of thing to wear, even literally as a necklace around the neck like that, or crossbody in my case. This one in particular, because, Jersey is super hard to make and to make into a bag form and shape. It's very structured underneath. You can feel inside that there's like layers there that are very, very strong. However, it's very bendy. So I remember one of you, like when I did the unboxing of this bag, one of you asked me, is it lopsided? No, it's not, and yes, it is. In the term that depending on how you pull it, either left or right, depending how you wear it, it's gonna, it's gonna go either like that or like that. You see how easy it is to turn this. It all depends how you squish it and how you shape it. But the cool thing about it is that you really put it into the place you want to, and then it just stays like that. Of course, it's going to change its shape as you wear it. It's going to move and shift. It's kind of organic that way. But nevertheless, this bottom side, again, we can hear the noise. Very robust and structured in the back pocket. The back pocket is super, super soft. So of all of these bags I've showed you I wanted to showcase the entire range of the classics, really. this is the softest one. And this is the one that's going to change shape with time. And you're going to have to love the fact that it changes shape if you are going to want to purchase this bag and love this bag. Because if you're not into that sort of stuff, then maybe this bag is not for you. If you really wish your bag to hold the same shape it has, you know, from the day you purchase it till the day you pass it on to friends and family or what have you. So that's a thing to consider. You know, accept the fact that this is an organic bag that evolves with you and with your body. You just have to accept that. Otherwise, if you want the box that almost never loses its shape, go for the smaller sizes of the Timeless Classics, not the overly big ones. And of course, the cutest ones ever are the minis, obviously, because they're just so fun. And if you can't hunt down a jersey one, I would recommend it because it's just a touch of it. It's history. You know, Chanel's first 2.55 bag, the first one was in jersey, actually. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you have liked this video. If you have, please do thumb it up and let me know what you think about the care of your Chanel bags and in general about this topic in the description comment section down below. And if you haven't already but wish to, please do subscribe to my channel here on YouTube. I'm also on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. No matter what shape with time your lovely Chanel bag assumes, embrace it as it is because you never give up on love. Love you guys. See you soon. Take care. Bye.